What's up guys, welcome back to the channel where I discuss the CPA exam, the accounting lifestyle, and everything in between. If that sounds awesome to you, hit that subscribe button below and welcome to the family. Also guys, one more thing, make sure to hit that bell notification on top so you don't miss a single video that I upload, and it'll also help grow the channel and I would highly appreciate it, so thanks. So I am very excited and so pumped to be doing this video today guys because it's the first official Q&A that I'm doing on the channel. What I'm gonna start doing from here on out is kind of going through and skimming all the questions that I get from you guys and picking out certain ones that I think could be most beneficial to everyone. And then maybe once a month I'll gather up all the questions, do a Q&A like this one, because I'm sure if one person asks, then a bunch of people have the same question. So I really hope you guys find these videos helpful. So make sure to leave all your questions, comments down below, or also feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram. And who knows, maybe your question might be featured on the next Q&A series that I do. So now, let's go over your questions. So the first question comes from Giovanni, and Giovanni writes in two questions. First question, why did you choose Becker over Wiley or Roger, etc.? So I actually used Becker as my review course when I studied for the CPA exam, and to be honest with you guys, I never choose Becker. It chose me. Just kidding, okay, just kidding. But to be honest with you guys, Becker did kind of choose me because I believe most of the big four and large mid-tier firms have partnerships with Becker. So most of the big four firms and large mid-tier firms provide all their first-year staff with a full set of CPA study materials absolutely free. I know, right? It's awesome. And this was an absolute blessing at the time for me because this was like 4 or 5 years ago and I was just coming out of college, just starting with the firm, and they gave me all my CPA study materials absolutely free, which was awesome because I was a broke college student. But you will have to pay the firm back for all those study materials if you live within 2 years of joining the firm. So long story short, don't leave public accounting. Well, don't leave public accounting within 2 years. And this 2-year mark happened a long time ago for me, so I think I'm good now. But I will say this once and I will say it again and again and again and again. It's not the review course that makes you pass, it's you that makes you pass. I don't care if the day of tomorrow the best CPA review course exam comes out, or even if I come out with something, it's not the review course that makes you pass, guys. It's you that makes you pass. If you do not put in the work, if you don't diligently work your butt off to make sure you crush this exam, you will not pass. Simple as that. So regardless of whatever review course you have, study hard and crush the exam. So now, Giovanni writes in his second question, and Giovanni writes in, I'm a tax guy. I have a general overview of audit. Why did you go for audit? So back when I was in college and I was meeting with so many different accounting firms and different people, I would meet the accounting folk of these different firms and they seemed a little bit more fun and outgoing than the tax folk. Now, I'm not saying that the tax people aren't cool and hip, because they are. Kind of, well, not really, but when I was in college, I would always ask like what we did or what the typical auditor day like would be. And then one thing that always struck out to me was the fact that I would be able to meet and talk to so many more people because of the sole purpose or the sole fact that we, as an auditor, you're at the client site for the majority of the time. I'd say 80% of the time that you're with a firm, you will be out at a client site. You're not gonna really be in the office too often, and that was always more attractive and more intriguing to me. And since I always talk way too much and I have way too much energy, audit just seemed like the right fit for me. Now, looking back 4 years later, I know for a fact I made the right decision. And don't even get me started. In college, I hated, and when I say hated, I mean I absolutely hated my tax college class. And let's not even talk about the reg exam. Oh my God. The reg exam was probably the worst exam I ever had to sit through in my life. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the description for the for the blog post I wrote on another 71 after I took that reg exam. I felt absolutely horrible. You guys can kind of see and read it. It literally now looking back, I laugh at it so hard. But I still managed to pass. So it was an absolute no-brainer for me. It was audit all the way. Audit had the two things that I love the most in this life, which are accounting and people. So it just worked out. So now, on to the question from Cho. And Cho writes in, is there any reason you took it in the order you did? Reg first, etc. I'm guessing he's asking why I took the CPA exam in the order that I did, which was regulation, BC, FAR, and then audit. So to answer your question, there was really no logical reason that I took the exams in the order that I did, but there is a backstory to it. So I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here, but I'm gonna try to go through this as fast as I can. So back in the day, way back when I was still in college, I think I was still in college or about to graduate and about to start with the firm, or 6 months before I started with the firm, I was like, okay, I need to start studying for the CPA exam. So Becker, what they do is they give you like this 6-month or like 9-month roadmap, or like, oh, how to pass a CPA exam in 9 months, even though they don't take into account any of your life events or anything that can happen to you in that time. But anyways, so I initially was like, yeah, I'm gonna do live classes because everyone in my class is doing live classes and I'm gonna keep up with them, right? But after I had signed up for after I had scheduled all my exams and I was like super pumped to start doing the live classes, after like 2-3 weeks of doing this live class, when I was doing regulation, oh my God, I was so lost. It was ridiculous. I just felt so stupid. And then since I'm not that smart, I could not keep up with the class and I just wasn't doing well at all. So then I switched over to how I did self-study. And long story short, I ended up passing all 4 parts of the CPA exam on the first try, which I'm going to help you guys out with through this YouTube channel. But going back to your question, there's really no special way or order you should take these exams other than, okay, you ready for it? I need you to write this down, okay, guys? There's only two, I guess, 2 instances where you will take an exam in a specific order, okay? I would take the audit exam after you're able to complete 1 full busy season as an auditor. I can tell you guys from personal experience that doing 1 full busy season of audit before I took the audit exam for the CPA exam was so more beneficial for me to do it that way. And like I said, I had not originally planned it that way. It just kind of happened. But if you guys are able to schedule your exams, I highly recommend you complete 1 full busy season in audit before you take the audit exam, because the lingo and the terminology and things that they kind of go over the exam, even after your first year in public accounting, you won't be super good with that stuff. It'll still make a lot more sense to you, and the lingo and the verbiage you'll be able to consume the material a lot faster and a lot easier. The second scenario is if you're a tax guy, which I have no idea why you would do that. Just kidding. But if you are into tax and you're going to be doing tax, I would schedule the regulation exam after your first busy season in tax. Just same thing like for auditors. If you're an audit, you should schedule the audit exam after your first busy season of doing audit. But for tax, if you can schedule the regulation exam after you complete 1 full busy season in tax, like I said, it'll make the lingo and the verbiage and just the material a lot easier to consume and a lot more easy to understand for you. So other than these 2 special cases or scenarios, there's really no reason, shape, or form why you should schedule them in any certain way. Just schedule them, study hard, and crush it. So now, AB Seed writes in, so how long did you study for each test? Like 4 to 6 months, 6 to 8 hours a day? So there is absolutely no reason why anyone should study for 4 to 6 months for 1 part of the CPA exam. This is way too much time to study for 1 part of the exam, in my opinion. Remember guys, the CPA exam is a sprint, not a marathon. Learn what you need to learn for the exam and get the hell on with your life. That being said, guys, I never gave myself a set time of how long I should study for. Like, hey, today I'm gonna study 8 hours and tomorrow I have to study 4. Anytime I wasn't working, I was studying. Period, end of discussion. There was absolutely no fun time when I was in what I like to call exam mode. My exam mode usually started anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks out from my scheduled exam date, no longer than this. When I was in exam mode, it was go time and I was focused. So I would say I studied anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks depending on the section. And like I said earlier, when I was in exam mode, if I wasn't working, I was studying. So if I had to quantify the hours, I don't think I could, but just know for a fact it was a load. I go into far greater detail in another video I titled How to Study for the CPA Exam. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description for you guys to check that out. So now, next question. Give me 1 second. Georgie writes in, hey Brian, love your videos. Thank you very much, by the way. Love your videos. What the? Give me 1 second. What's up, dude? What? Dude, I'm filming a video. What's up? What do you need? Yeah, I'll call you back later. I'll call you back later. I'll call you back after. Peace. I can't believe that happened while I was filming. Anyways, hey Brian, I love your videos. Could you please share your thoughts about how endangered accounting jobs are due to the technological improvements that are going on? So I'm sure this kind of goes into the hand in hand with AI and accounting. First off, Georgie, thank you so much for the love. I absolutely love making these videos for you guys, so thank you. Okay, so this topic of AI and accounting is being brought up so much now. This topic is actually being brought up so much that I plan to make a full video addressing this topic alone, just because I've talked to people at the firm, I've done a lot of research on how AI is going to affect the accounting profession. But for now, in short story, don't worry fam, artificial intelligence will not get rid of accountants, ever, trust me. But that being said, AI will eliminate and automate a lot of the repetitive tasks such as data entry, reconciliations, payroll processing. Now, is this scary? No, not at all. We should see this as an opportunity to grow our prestige as accountants. With the help of AI, we'll be able to automate a lot of the repetitive stuff that we have to do on a day-to-day basis. This will then help us take a more value-add advisory role with our clients. This will then help us become their #1 first-choice business advisor for all their financial and accounting needs. So in short, will AI affect the accounting profession? Of course it will, but I think it's going to do a lot more benefit for the profession as a whole. And when will we see the effects of AI and accounting? I have no idea, but just make sure that accountants are here to stay. So next question. Now, Nazar writes in, I'm a high school student and I have no idea how to use Excel. Is that a bad thing? Nazar, thank you so much for your question, but let me address it. The sole fact that you're watching my videos and you're in high school puts you a million miles ahead of everyone else already. Trust me. Because you best believe when I was in high school, I was on my parents' house phone talking to girls or waiting for soccer practice to come. So the sole fact that you're already investing in your future says a lot about who you are. With that being said, I highly recommend you get good with Excel before you even head to college, because that's gonna make college so much easier for you. So pick up a book on Excel, get really good at it, and just watch as your life just gets easier and easier. So now, this is actually kind of funny. So now Matt writes in, why so many shoes? You sell shoes as a side hustle? WTF, I do not sell shoes as a side hustle at all, because legit, those shoes are like my kids. I legit care about my shoes more than life itself, so no, I would never sell them, but thank you. So now, Crystal writes in, any tips on how to land a job at the Big Four? Hi, Crystal. Well, thank you for your question. And yes, I have 5 major keys to land a job at the Big Four. All right, guys, you ready? Write this down. The first one, have an awesome GPA. The second one, start networking as soon as you declare yourself an accounting major. The third one, get an internship with the Big Four firm while you're still in college. This is so crucial and beneficial to you guys because a good portion of the full-time starting class comes from their internship programs. So do your absolute best to land an internship while you're in college. The fourth one, become a leader on campus. That way you have direct connection with all the Big Four recruiting teams. Become the president of the accounting club. Join Beta Alpha Psi. Do all these things to make sure that you are stand out as a leader on campus. And the fifth and final one, make sure to attend events like Meet the Firms and any other recruiting event you can go to make sure you become a familiar face with those Big Four recruiting teams. Also, Crystal, I just uploaded a video last week on how to land a job at the Big Four, and I go into way more detail on these 5 simple steps that I just laid out. So I'll make sure to leave a link in the description for you to check that out. So there you have it, guys. This is the first official Q&A of the Q&A series that I plan to start here on the channel. So make sure you guys comment or DM me your questions on Instagram to get your question featured on the next video. Total side note, guys, but if you made it this far in the video, I plan to make videos all around the CPA exam, the CPA lifestyle, CPA fashion, and just everything I wish I would have known when I started my career in public accounting. So make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If this video helped you out in any way, please go and hit that like button below. And also, guys, don't forget to add me on Instagram at Bryan_Carreto, where I post weekly men's fashion inspiration pictures where hopefully you can find some inspiration to put some dope outfits together. Alright, guys, until next time, work hard, dress well. Peace.